right? Seems like there ought to be a way to do this spin line. I guess this will work. So you go like this. And you hold your finger right there. And you let it go in between the two fingers. And then you go under here and grab that one. Let go of your middle fingers and it will zip around. That's my version. There's no covering whatsoever. Crazy man's handcuffs, Lightini. See, it can't go that way, it can't go this way. And then it just melts right through. That's a piece of paper there. Okay, I can do this, right? This goes there, that goes there. Notice that's slightly different than that, that's slightly different than that. I'll show what you mean. I'll show you what I mean. That's slightly different. That's slightly different. That's slightly different. Even they're all different, they're all the same. I don't know why they call it the all jack spade trick, because really it's the all joker trick. You got the joker, the six of clubs, and the jack of spade. All you do is get three. You just help me figure out how to do this. There's been a lot of three card Montes, and I want to do a color Monte. So I knew about the plus station count. There's a many ways to use a plus station count, including a coin flotation count that Jay Sinke does. Anyway, Joker, I like to use a Joker, but youth director Mark Taylor, Born Again Christian, says, I like that idea, Bill. I figured you did, because you're the Joker, like Batman TV show. And he goes, when I told him one time, you remind me of the Joker on Batman. And he goes, I am the Joker. he said it with a lot of enthusiasm. Anyway, and the teen boys and girls and the junior boys and girls, he calls them his minions. They help him pull off his cool pranks and fun. Anyway, you just get 3 of different cards, doesn't matter what kind, and get 3 different values of cards that along with the colors. And all you gotta do see, I want the Joker to be the finale, and I want that to be the first, so I put the card here, it's going to be first, and the card to be the finale at the top. I square the cards up, and here's where I do the PlayStation count. I show the back, and I take the bottom. I show the back, and I take the bottom, and I show the back, and lay it there. And I say, and to the audience it looked like I showed all 3 cards the same color back. And I go, that's what the PlayStation count does. And I say, notice this is slightly different, and this is slightly different, and this is slightly different. Let me show what I mean. This is slightly different, this is slightly different, and this is slightly different. And you can verify they're all different. And I square up the cards, and I said, even they're all different, they're all the same. And all I do is take the top. Show the same card all the time, but take the top. And then I square it up again, and I snap my fingers for it, just for add for the drama, for effect, and I say, I don't know what they call it, the old Jack of Spades trick, because really it's the old Joker, and I just keep taking the top to look like I showed all the cards. That's the PlayStation count. And then I rub like this to make like they all change back to where they are. When I do this trick, the kids, the teenagers, Army versus Navy in the fellowship hall, while they were eating, they wanted to see me do magic tricks, and they were rubbing it to see if it changed. And I said, well, they got tricks like that, but this is just pure sleight of hand. I do better standing up. I need to find that 3rd tennis ball so I can go. And before this comes down, I throw the other one up. See, before this comes down, you throw the next one up. That's why you practice doing this number. So you can do that pretty good. Go up, and before, once you get this rhythm. Paul Self taught me how to juggle. He's a junior boy that's now a teenager, probably an adult now. But he taught me how to juggle in 1980s, Pastor Mac Palmer's days. And then I taught John Palmer, and Pastor Mac Palmer, his dad, said, Pastor Mac, what Palmer said, I'd like you to think you were teaching my son how to juggle. He got a book and couldn't figure it out. You're welcome. And I said, Paul Self taught me. He said, well, that's good, but I'm thankful that you taught my son. I said, well, you're welcome. was practicing with, either D batteries or C batteries, I can't remember. And I had to practice like that. Then I practiced with tennis balls and stuff. And Mr. Larry gave me some juggling balls, and Bob Scooper gave me some juggling balls. And then Fritz Stahl, plus Joe's husband, when he was on this earth, he thought he was saved. He's in heaven at peace. Before he passed away, he even won a nurse to the Lord, and the nurse was going around how she found Jesus in her heart. Anyway, even Evel Knievel was a born-again Christian, and he told the world about the fall of Christ. Anyway, there were doctors that operated on him. He had a lot of broken bones, but the Lord protected him through the power of prayer. Anyway, I prayed for this tree over here. It had one side, from my perspective, would be the right side wasn't growing all the leaves. There were hardly anything there. The right side, hardly anything. The left side, it was blooming with leaves and all that. But I prayed every day to Jesus that the right side will get the same amount of leaves like on the left side. And then Jesus answered my prayer, because if you look now, that tree has both sides blooming on both sides now, fully leaves on both sides, not just on one side. The power of prayer. And everybody was praying to Jesus for me to be able to eat again. And now I don't have to eat a lot of liquids. I can eat solid food. I can eat a Big Mac. I can eat a cheeseburger. Well, you know what I mean. I ain't juggled in a long time. Like I told Jacob, I can juggle, and he goes, wow. How long did you? I said, I ain't juggled in a long time, but hopefully I was doing how to juggle. And he asked me when I got into illusion magic. I said it's since age 5. He goes, wow, 5 years old, wow. I said, yeah, that's a long time. And the family, Richard Beaver's wife's family tree liked me doing magic at the church-wide picnic. I did the 3 Card Monta I just showed you, and I did the 5 to a 1 trick and back to a 5, and they went, wow, neat. Anyway. I don't know if you can see this. stages like this. I memorized Copperfield's moves. I think it was the Niagara Falls challenge. Or no, was it might have been was it the imploding building? No, it was imploding building special. I knew what he was using, so I memorized the moves. I memorized the fold. She just helped me to think on how things are done. See, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. See, you fold it like this, and you fold this upward, fold that down, and when you get it into the square, you take your left thumb and slide out the thumb tip. The best thumb tips, Bob Scofield says, you get the Burnett thumb tips, burning thumb tips. The Magic Arena said he's trying to work on a better thumb tip that even looks even more real. Okay. But anyway, you slide the other one inside the thumb tip as you open up the other denomination of money. And then you stick your thumb into the thumb tip. And then you open up the $5 bill and show both sides, and you point your finger outward. Bob Scope says if you point your finger outward, it looks natural. Then, like how you normally would open, it looks natural. In other words, natural means looks like normal. It looks normal. And then go like this. You just memorize the fold, and then you come over and pull on the thumb with your left thumb, and hold that there, and then push with your middle finger. Press upward on the both middle fingers upward, and then hold up, and this goes in, and this comes out, this goes in, and you're back to this. I've done this in the 1980s. Bob Turner and some others, I think it was Ray McGinnis and others, they held my hands, and I did the same thing, and they checked this. They thought maybe it was another one was glued onto the other side or taped. And I said, well, that's what you do for the torn restored newspaper. But that's not it. But right under the nose, they didn't know. And back then, and even today, they said, Bill, we need to get you in the obituary. Yeah, I just keep making money for you guys. Yeah, I get it. Ha ha. Nice joke. And even your evangelist, Jim Van Gildern, said, can you turn a 1 into 5,000? I go, I don't think so. And then I mentioned, if you guys want to know how to do magic, there's a book out called Magic for Dummies, and they say, now that's the book I need, Magic for Dummies. I help out the missionaries too. I give them YouTube and all kinds of stuff. I give them websites on church information and like goodnessbaptist.org and sweethavenbaptist.com, andrecole.org, YouTube, Fernando P1, and Sankey Magic and all that stuff. So I combine church and magic stuff. Anyway, so they get both worlds. I used to make DVDs for them too, but I need to get Dave Duncan over here to get that set up because the burner is not in my new laptop. My old computer, it had a burner. This, I probably have to look for one, and Dave Duncan would have to find the burner inside this computer, which I don't know which one it is. It might be Windows, it could be any one of them. All I know is when I upload a DVD, it tends to want to play. And it wants me to pick one, and I don't know which one it is. But at the time anyway, I exited out all the time because I don't want to play it. I just want to upload it onto YouTube. Anyway, which at least I know how to do that part of it because I know how to upload to YouTube. Anyway, a thumb tube can be used a lot of things. Popsicle could give me a book on many ways to use a thumb tip, and he gave me many ways on the packet page to top it, and many ways of Gap Cards book. Bob is very helpful. Fred Stoll is very helpful when he was on this road. He gave me the linking rings, his old version of Waterloda. It's not the new version now. It's an old-timey one. It's pretty neat. And we went to the library and checked out a book on linking rings to learn it. And then later on I got the Emerson Usage Handbook by Henry A. A teenager named David was cleaning his room and said, Bill would want this. And he said, he came over, and this was the day after I watched the Great Wall of China special on CBS. Bill, you look like you've seen a ghost. And he said, well, I said, well, I was praying to Jesus I'd be able to get that book. He said, well, here you go. Jesus helped me in many fourfold. There was a kid that taught me, he checked out a book on stage illusions with good drawings, and he let me borrow the book. And Miss Queen, the librarian, Sears copied it, and then I handed it back to the boy, and the boy said, we didn't need to give it away. Give it to me right now. I still have time on it. I said, no, trust me, I want to make sure you get it back to the library. And there was a kid, I was walking to the post office, and then he was talking about magic tricks and all that. And I said, I got a book on stage plans. I got to run Raspberry Blues and book plans, plus I got a VCR videotape. Well, nowadays I got it on DVD now, but because I transferred the VCR tape onto the blank DVD. But anyway, which is good. I did all that for church stuff and Thanksgiving and church activities and magic tricks and our magic tricks and stage illusion secrets, because VCRs are out of style now, and soon DVDs are going out of style. They're in the $5, $6, $4 bin, and sometimes you can find them on the rack, $5, $6. You got the 1996 one, or $4.49. Of course, the collection, big collection, is going to cost more, 40 some or 50 some. But if it's just one DVD, and it's been there for a long time, they're going to mark it down to $9.96 or $5. But anyway, Jeff Dunham uploaded on YouTube all his steps on ventriloquism, and it's helped people immensely of all age groups, and they appreciate the ventriloquist even more. He liked all the comments, and he did an interview with David Copperfield, and Copperfield said, well, we're working on something. When he brought up when you're going to make a DVD of all of your TV specials. I mean, it's good that I have all the specials. I can share it on YouTube, and everyone else can do that. But if you get, I mean, we all know if we get the collection with David Copperfield, we'll get extra bells and whistles in there, more extra stuff added in there. But and some went on a Blu-ray. I'm sure some went on a 4K. But if he ever does it, hopefully he'll do it on DVD and Blu-ray and 4K, because I don't have a 4K TV or a 4K Blu-ray player. I just have a Blu-ray player, DVD player. And they don't have DVD recorders anymore. That's another thing that's going out of style. I can't dub anymore. The only way I can is by burning onto a disc. And the new way of doing it at Best Buy is they want you to buy the separate burner from the PC. They don't want the burner built in the tray anymore. They said they found out that if you separate the two, that the computer has more memory and faster speed. You're probably right, but still, that's just extra money on the side. And Best Buy and other stores are starting to pay, you have to pay 10 cents per plastic bag. Either that or you just carry the product out the door by yourself, including the food. And you're going to wave your finger to buy your food, or wave a debit card or credit card. You just wave it, or just lay it on there. You don't have to stick it in anymore. And someplace you just wave your hand to buy your groceries or toys or whatever. And some place they take your whole cart and it run it through. You stand on this little platform and it scans the whole groceries, and the receipt comes out, you done paid it. And I've seen a future one where the person has the chip in them and all they do is walk out and they said, "Sir, you forgot your receipt." Oh. But God's right around the corner, closer than you think. It's Tom Farrell and on Compass End Time Messages. Everything is going so fast, we're in the Jetsons age. God says knowledge will increase. We got children, 3 years old, solving Rubik's Cubes, doing the Rubik's Cube puzzles. That thing became so popular that they made a cartoon out of it. Rubik's Amazing Cube. Hello, my name is Rubik's. And they made Rubik's Game and Rubik's Puzzles, and then they made more puzzles. Well, you get the idea. Let's see what I need to do now. Where's my Rubik's Cube to do something? It's over here somewhere. Oh, here it is. See, my tripod's broke, so I just put a whole bunch of books and DVDs that's got their case in them, and some kind of container upside down, and just make it up higher. I'm not going to have to put it even more higher, I guess. Make that just help me figure out a makeshift tripod. Okay. There was one kid a long time ago when I was in Marty's teen room. He could solve all the patterns of what I gave him, but he didn't know how to solve the Rubik's Cube in general. But I bet if he practiced, I bet he could. My best time in 1980s was 1 minute 12 seconds. But Stephen Brundage, a lucid magician, can solve it in 15 seconds. Copperfield said 15 seconds, and that's it. And Stephen Brundage did it in 15 seconds, exactly. I was trying to deduce either me or someone who mixed the cube up. Let him mix the cube up, and then that person, either me or someone else, will solve it. And I would pray, and I also pray that Copperfield will learn it. So in his next special, he'll be able to perform it. Doug Henning used the Rubik's Cube in his special. I want Copperfield to do the Rubik's Cube. And I know if Copperfield does, he always adds twist in his illusion vignettes. He takes known principles and adds his own style of presentation and a new twist concept to it. Okay, so I mixed the cube. I used to thought one color was quicker than the other. That's not really so. I mean, if I would want to, although if I want to do it to like solve it even faster, maybe if I got good, I could probably find colors to solve what would be less to solve, but I'm not that good. But in general, it doesn't matter what color you use. But just say I picked red. I would just get all the red at the top, and I try to get it color lined. See the yellow to the center, green to its center, red to its red. And these have to switch places. White to the white. Whoops. Green to the green. See, everybody likes to solve the cross first and then the corners. I solve the corners and then the centers. There's another guy who does it like I do. And he's a famous Rubik's Cube expert now. Alright. I'm just going to go in and solve it first. Well, provided I do it the right colors. Okay, there. Got the right color red on. Yeah, there we go. Well, I had it backwards as usual. Next is red blue. And then now I'm looking for the red and green. Look in this, there, no, there it is. Now I got the top, got a color line to their centers. Alright, now I'm doing the middle. I'm looking for the blue-white. The blue-white's not on the bottom, so it's somewhere in the middle. Yep. I do the pattern to get to the pattern, then do it again to get it solved. Okay. Blue, white. Blue, green, red, yeah, there it is. Nope, I didn't want the right color. There it is. Next is, sometimes according to what colors I pick, the whole thing will solve itself, and I don't even have to do the bottom patterns. That's how sometimes people get it solved quicker, because the other patterns fall into play. There's and they didn't have to do the other part. But it's important for them to learn how to do the bottom, because they don't always fall into play all the time. You just gotta get lucky. Okay. You got that right. So you look diagonally and look vertically for two done. Two corners. I see that's right. Okay, it looks like that is the diagonal. See, that's there and that's there. So I gotta put them up like that, and these two gotta switch. This is where I gotta go once, twice, and come back what I did and go once. Well, actually, once, twice, I forgot it's once, twice. Well, you know, okay, maybe it's once. Well, okay, this is right, this is right, this is right. Okay, it's once, not once, twice. But it's vertically, then you do it once, then do it twice. Okay, now you're looking for patterns. This is a pattern. Okay, this is a slow pattern for the corners, but sometimes the middles will get done and I don't have to do the middles. The bottom middles, I don't have to do them. But in this case, they didn't, so I look for one that's there but not in its pattern. So that would be it. So I do this until I find two that's, well, two. See, this happens once in a while, but sometimes it's either like this or like this, but it's very rare when it's all like that. There's a pattern that takes a long time to solve it, but you just help me figure out to do the short pattern for the two, and then once it's done, do the same concept here, and it's done. It's like I'm doing the same thing twice. See, now that's done. See, and all I'm going to do is the same thing. See, it's just like if all there was is these were done, and these two got to switch places, switch around, and I'm going to do the same thing. It's much quicker than doing that other thing. Way much quicker. And it's solved. I'll talk about patterns and all that later on. Right now, I'm going to do some other things. What am I sitting on? Oh, my balls. Okay. Make sure they're all okay. See, suppose someone picked this one. The Jack of Hearts, yeah. And then I would say put the card here, and then I would cut the cards, and then I would mix the cards up like this. And I got, as you can, this is called the sloppy shuffle, as you can see. You got some back to back, back face, I mean. Then you got some that's face back, and you got some that's back to back. But if I cut back to back, like that, spread the cards out, there'll be one card face up amongst the face down. This should be your card. The Jack of Hearts is face up amongst the face downs. Sloppy shuffle. The face up amongst the face downs. I got that saying from Michael Amar, because Michael Amar said that line. So if it's familiar, it's from Michael Amar. He's cool. He does this another trick, another card trick, to say that line. I can't remember what trick. It's something like this, but it's not the same thing. But anyway, the Pin Russell Magician showed me how to do the sloppy shuffle, and then I decided to add the Spectre's card in the mix, and all the cards would get all normal again, and the person's card would be face up. And then I said, I know, I'll use the line from Michael Amar. Face up amongst the face down. Alright. And I always stress that that's a Michael Amar line. Anyway. Show the Jack of Hearts. And now it's changed to 7 of Hearts? Yeah, 7 of Hearts. The Masked Magician Valentino shows the top change like this. I'm not real good at that, but everybody on YouTube does it that way. But even David Blaine started doing that way. A tribute to the Masked Magician. Because when his first special, he did it like the Blackstone bottom top change. And Saviour Spade YouTube channel says, Bill, that bottom top change is older than Blackstone. Thanks for letting me know, Saviour Spade. I didn't know that. See, he's real knowledge of magic history too. Anyway. In the 70s or 80s, I learned this. Come down like this. 3, 2, 1 contact. Where they slowed it down and showed a card trick. And part of it was this part of it right here. And I practiced that bottom top change a lot. And it really blows people's minds. They're like, how'd you do that? All I do is come down. See, all I'm doing is I show the card, and then as I put it on the bottom, I take the top. But nowadays people do it, come down like this and take the top. But I'm so used to doing it the Blackstone way, I can't do it that way. Everybody does it the Masked Magician way, which is cool. The Valentino started that idea. You go like this, but in normal speed it's like this. Here's my version of elevator card. Show the 4 heart, or whatever it happens to be there. Stick it in the middle. Ripple the cards. And it's back on top. Now I stick it back in the middle. And then when I ripple the cards, everyone thinks it's back on top, but it's not. Give it a little tap and now it's back on top. And then I give it a wave, now it's changed. I thought that's how everybody was doing the elevator card, But then I learned that that's not how everybody does the elevator card. They do it this way. They show the card, they stick it in, they give a little ripple, now it's back on top. And that's all far as they go. And I was like, well, I just created a new way than the original way. This is all before we had Facebook and YouTube and all that. This is when we had Google search engine at alt.magic.secrets groups, and we all talked about maneuvers and all this stuff and routines. But now that we have videos, it's better to see. Video makes it help it understand it more. Now what? Now what are you going to do?
As you're watching Rocky Horror film, he's not used to it. He said that it's weird and wacky.
I figured he'd say it was wacky.
But I like it because it's pretty. Anyways, I watched it a long time ago, but it's his first time. But he saw Meatloaf, the singer, in it.
I forgot he's in it.
But he said this is weird and wacky.
You should let him watch the funny version of Casino Royale before they made the good version. It's wacky. It's like, who's the real Bond? And Orson Welles does a levitation on a pool table. That is real levitation. It's a spoof, Casino Royale. And then later on, Daniel Craig did Casino Royale the perfect way. But it was years in the making. Anyway, here's my version of the elevator card. It takes practice by feel to look like one card when you actually have three. That's my version of it.